Hello, my name is Carol Moran-Santos and I live in Houston, Texas, where I work for Baker Ripley Early and Head Start. I am originally born in Guatemala, Central America, where I completed my college in as a bilingual secretary. I have two teenagers, a 14-year-old boy and a 16-year-old girl. Prior to COVID 19, I also volunteered for the last 10 years at Lakewood Church, teaching, planning, and supporting the teachers, as well as leading the classrooms from 0 to 2 years old with other volunteer leaders. I am currently enrolled in University of Houston Clear Lake to complete my master's in early childhood. I was introduced to this wonderful world of teaching 20 years ago when I was working as a nanny for twins. I was in charge of planning weekly activities and supporting their development. Little I knew the importance of children being exposed to routines and activities that were consistent. When I moved to Houston 18 years ago, from New York, I was pregnant with my second child, and I had my daughter that was 2 years old. Towards the second year of my daughter being at the head of start, I was asked if I wanted to volunteer in the classrooms, and I agreed. Volunteering at the Head Start, getting to know how amazing working with little ones was. I got a certificate called CDA that I completed in November 2009. After that, I was invited to be interviewed for a teacher assistant position that was available, since they knew how I work in the classrooms with the children and the activities that I plan, supporting the teachers in the different classrooms. You can imagine that where my professional career started. And after that, I started, of course, college, university. I went for my associate in arts and then my bachelor in early childhood and administration. Meanwhile, being in the classroom all these years gave me different points of view how important it is to enhance our children as early as possible. All these years, I went from being the teacher assistant, supporting with the small groups, planning individualized activities in curriculum development, to being a home visitor, FDW, which stands for Family Development Worker, for the last 5 years. That involved visiting the families at their house and planning age appropriate activities for each child enrolled in the program that I was working. Visiting the students and their mothers weekly for an hour and a half, and teaching the parents weekly activities to be developed daily to support language, motor, and cognitive areas of development. For the last 5 years, I've seen how families are learning every day. The challenge of a working family with little children is to find the time to teach individualized, plan, age appropriate activities that will support the children. And if you've been in the classroom, you know that that's a challenge, because if parents don't have the knowledge, that's where my mission was, to support that challenge and to help them plan those activities and guide them through that activity, so I could model for them and they could understand in what area of development that will help each child enrolled in the program for that family. With that, I had the opportunity also to plan socialization for each child weekly, where they came to the school and had planned activities and classes for the parents. This August, I start working in a new position in the management office. I still continue to work with Baker Ripley, Head Start, but I will be in charge of supervising and training each each individual in the department of selecting and enrolling families into our program. Working with little children is the base for our community to have successful families. School readiness starts as early as a child is born. We need to work with families to enhance the learning of our future generations. I could tell by experience that once you are introduced to teaching young children, you will be in love with all the work needed in our communities, especially in our low income families. I am learning every day that working with little children and their families is a mission we need to support every day. Working in this field is a community involvement in order to have a school ready children that will become the leaders in our society. Take care and enjoy the journey.